सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
72 मायावी शुद्ध चिद्वात्मा कतर सृष्टितः पुरा बुभुत्सन्ते द्वयोतम् जीवात्म परमात्मनोः।
Those people who have discovered the samsara dushtatva, the worthlessness of samsara, the pain that is involved in samsara, what you call as a common sense of commerce, the returns commensurate with the investment. So that is not so. And besides return, problems are more here. Return is less, at the same time sorrow is the greatest problem. So therefore that worthlessness of samsara who has discovered, and therefore they are viraktaha. Mere virakti, mere vairagya will not help. So that is not the solution. Vairagya is only a means but not the final solution. With that one has to inquire and discover what is Atma Swarupa. That they have found from the Shastra, bodhataha purushartham. By bodha, by gaining the Atma Jnana, highest purushartha, moksha, can be attained. Total freedom from sorrow, discovery of Paramananda, that is one's own true nature. For this purpose now, mumukshavaha, they are now mumukshus, they want to get freed from this samsara. They conduct the inquiry, mimamsa, they take to. So two questions were posed. What are those? Koyam atma iti vayam upasmahe kataraha sa atma. That is, what is the jiva swarupa? What is the nature of jiva? Other one is, what is the nature of paramatma? So this jiva, that is, which we always take to as if a yogi, a person who takes to dhyana, meditates on the dhyaya, like that, always I, referring to I. So what we deal with, what is that I? What is the nature of that I? What is the nature of that jiva? That is one question. Other one, who is this Paramatma who has entered? Is he the one who is endowed with Maya Shakti, the Ishvara, or the Shuddha Chaitanya, which was before the creation? See, Atma va idamagra asid. This Jagat before the creation was nothing but Atma. Na kinchana mishat. There was nothing, either sachetana or achetana, means Ishvara was there or not. Ishvara also was not there. When Ishvara comes in picture, now the creation has to start, Maya power has to be wielded, then the Ishvara comes. The Brahma, the Atma, from the standpoint of wielding the Maya Shakti, gets the status of Ishvara. Like Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so, a gentleman or a lady. But from the standpoint of children, gets the status of father or the mother. So likewise, even Ishvara was not there. Why Ishvara was not there? There was no Srishti at all. So that Shuddha Chaitanya, is it that one who entered, or Mayavi, the one who is wielding the Maya Shakti, Ishvara who entered? So what is that Paramatma? So these are the two questions that need to be, that is inquired into and answer to be found. What exactly the nature of Jiva and this Paramatma has to be now discovered. That's why Jivatma Paramatmanoho Tattvam Bubutsanti. These mumukshus desire to know, discover the true nature of Jivatma and Paramatma. Why this is necessary? Because this much we know. As the individuals that we are as jivas, are we sachetana or achetana? Are we sentient or inert? We are sentient. Sentient, that is sachetana. Sachetana means there is something called chaitanya. You see, what do you mean by sachetana? How will you distinguish between a sachetana and achetana? Based on what capacity will you distinguish? Likeness means what? What capacity? Capacity to know. Capacity to know something or other. That characterizes the chaitanya. See, sachetanatva means that which has the capacity to know and experience. That which has no capacity to know or experience is achetana jada. The desk can't know. You and me can experience and know. So we are that means so long as the person is alive, sachetana means capacity to know and experience is there. So that means there is some principle which makes us know and experience. Now the question arises, is it an intrinsic feature? Is it the gunadharma or swadharma of this very embodiment, upadhi, or it is because of something else? All these need to be investigated into. So therefore there is a field of inquiry. Now you may say, field of inquiry is there, that is true. What is the usefulness? It may be like your Kakadanta Pariksha. You know what is Kakadanta Pariksha? Somebody wrote a thesis on the teeth of a crow. He got PhD, that is different thing. So that maybe it will be useful. But here, is it not a futile attempt? No. Parama Purushartha is here. That's why what? Bodhataha Purushartham. The highest Purushartha, highest accomplishment which Shastra speak of, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The final one is dependent on this Bodha. So therefore the inquiry is fruitful. So that is not a useless inquiry. Prayojanavat. It has got a phala. So that is why. So that continues that Aitareya quotation, the 3rd chapter, 1st section, 1st mantra. Up to here we have seen Koyam Atma iti vayam upasmaye katarasa atmeti. After it continues Yenava pashyati, Yenava shrunoti, Yenava gandhan ajigrati, Yenava vacham vyakaroti, Yenava swadu cha aswadu cha vijanati. Here ends the 1st mantra. This we have seen. What is that? Because of which you are able to see, hear, smell, speak, so taste. So what is that? To know all this, how is it possible? Is it on its own accord or some other principle is that? Means sentient entity means one who has got the capacity to know and experience. By what do we know? Is it the correct? See, this much what he knows, we know. What is that? By what do we see? Eyes. Do you need Upanishads for that? By what do we hear? Ears. That we know. The question is, are the Chakshu, Shrotra, etc. the intrinsic characteristic feature of that principle which makes us know or not? That is what needs to be investigated. So not that we don't know. If we don't know, then we are sent to lower KG, not even KG, lower KG. So they will explain you. Okay? So therefore, this is why even before lower KG. Your children, you know, where is the nose? They start. Who is Kittu? You find out. Where is the nose? Here. Where is the ear? Here. Where is the eye? It's quite short. Even lower KG also is not required. Anyway, that is not the question here. The question is, What is that faculty because of which we are able to see, hear, taste, touch, smell, think? Is it that faculty, the characteristic feature of what is called a Chaitanya, which makes us Sachetana? Because that also we know. By left to itself, this body is Jada. So all these need to be investigated. Thereafterward, this is as far as the sense organs and organs of action. Vacham there, Vaktavyam, what is to be spoken. That is Upalakshana for Karmendriyas, rest for Jnanendriyas. Further, the second mantra also needs to be investigated here. Yadetad Hridayam, this is now analyzed from here 73 to 96. Let us see what are the mantras. One more mantra is analyzed up to the 96th stanza. Second mantra is Yadetad Hridayam Manascha Etat. All this will be explained. The Shruti says Yad Etad Hridayam. This Hridaya. Now Hridaya stands here for Buddhi or Ahankara. Bhashakara takes it as Buddhi. Same Buddhi from the standpoint of Ahankara in terms of Karta, the doer. So Ahankara, Karta is in which kosha? Which kosha? Pancha koshas, which kosha it belongs to? Vijnanamaya kosha. Ascertainment. I am the doer. Vijnanamaya kosha. So therefore Buddhi Vijnanamaya kosha, or precisely here he points out at Ahankara, because from that standpoint it is useful to us. So it is from that standpoint it is useful to us. Ahankara. So Etad Hridaya, the stanza will be explaining that. Yadetad Hridayam, this Hridaya, this Ahankara. Also, what is Manascha Etat? This mind, Sankalpa Vikalpatmaka Manaha. Why these two are there? Here, there is one relation. Karta, Karana. The doer and the one who wields the Karana means instruments. Externally, you see, you the seer is the Karta, whereas the eyes, Karana, but not simply eyes. Eyes, Karana at a gross level. But if you probe, actually Karana that makes you see the form is not simply eye, Rupakara Antakarana Vritti. A thought corresponding to the form that makes you see, to which instrument is the external eyes. If external eyes are not there, not functioning, that Rupakara Antakarana Vritti will not take place. Finally, that is the instrument, that is the means. Therefore, this seer is the Karta and this Rupakara Antakarana Vritti is the Karana instrument. Here we find with all our perception and experience, Karta, Ahankara and the Karana, the means of gaining the knowledge or experience, these two are there. Likewise, inside also, Karta, in Antakarana also, Karta, Ahankara. Here Ahankara is in terms of what? Seer, taster, hearer, toucher, smeller, that way. But without Indriyas, how is it available? I. But I as Karta makes use of the Karana what? Mind. So therefore, Yadetad Hridayam, this Ahankara who possesses Karta, again, Manascha, this mind. And what is that mind? The mind has got all these vrittis. The different types of vrittis are told now. What are those vrittis? A big list is there. Saujnanam, Ajnanam, Vijnanam, Saujnanam, Ajnanam, no, not Ajnanam, Ajnanam, Saujnanam, Ajnanam, not Ajnanam, Ajnanam, Vijnanam, Prajnanam, Medha, Drishtihi, Dhrutihi, Matihi, Manisha, Jyotihi, Smritihi, Sankalpaha, Kratuhu, Asuhu, Kamaha, Vashaha, iti Sarvani eva etani prajnanasya namadheyani bhavanti. Sarvani eva etani prajnanasya namadheyani bhavanti. So Hridaya, the Karta was pointed out, and its Karana instrument is what? Mana. This mind undergoes all these modifications, all these functions. A very interesting list is given of prominent vrittis that take place in the mind. This is not the complete one. There is no end to the types of vrittis, but functionally the prominent one are pointed out. Saudhnyanam. Saudhnana is chetana bhavaha. Look, we are sentient, sachetana. That I am sentient is presented to us through a antakarana vritti which makes me aware that I am sachetana. That vritti, antakarana vritti, that pratyaya, which makes me aware that I am a sentient chetana entity, individual. That is what is called saudhnyanam, means chetana bhavaha, an antakarana vritti, a modification of mind. Ajnanam, not ajnana. Ajnanam means ajnapti, overlordship, Ishvara bhavaha, that capacity to control, the master the things. So that is Ishvara bhavaha. So, overlordship. Now you may say, this overlordship is where? In whom it is? Ishvara, that is true. That is absolute ajnapti, ajnanam, absolute overlordship. Everyone is a boss in a small circle, is it not? Even that poor fellow in the Jhopadpatti also is an overlord as far as the tiny tots children are concerned, is it not? Like that. So everyone has got status. But relatively it varies absolutely where? Only in the Ishvara. In Ishvara it is so. Therefore, Ajnaptihi means that overlordship. Vijnanam. This Vijnana is, of course, these words can have other meanings. Vijnana can have other meanings also. Vijnanam Brahma. When Vijnanam Brahma means what? That Vijnana, Chaitanya itself is Shuddha, Chaitanya itself is Brahma. But here Vijnana means an antakarana vritti comprising all types of knowledge, arts, kalas. We have got 64 kalas, 64 arts or branches of knowledge, science, etc. comes under this category. So, kaladi parijnanam, a thorough knowledge of art, crafts, and all this. According to our shastras, smritis, they are 64, but all 64. Aparavidya, not paravidya, not atmadhyana, not brahmadhyana. Excluding atmadhyana, brahmadhyana, all varieties of vidyas, the branches of knowledge, they come under here, in this context, come under the category of vijnana. Otherwise, vijnana by itself can mean Shuddha Chaitanya. Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. Elsewhere, Brihadaranyaka it is found there. So, but here it is Kala Adi Parijnanam. The knowledge means 64 branches of Aparavida. Prajnanam. Now be careful about this word Prajnanam. Here in this context, Prajnana as a modification of mind means Tatkalika Pratibha. Tatkalika Pratibha means the presence of mind to tackle a problem then and there. To tackle a problem, what is required? To handle a situation, first you should have the right assessment of the situation. That capacity to assess the situation rightly on the spot also needs certain faculty of the mind. Generally what happens now? We think afterwards. Oh, I should have done that way. What does it mean? At that time, he could not assess the situation properly. Not that he was unable to handle the situation, but assessment of the situation on the spot was not. That is the Tatkalika Pratibha. This we can find in talking, etc. Some people are very cunning and shrewd also, Then and there they will give us apt reply. Anyway, so that Tatkalika Pratibha, that required for that is efficient, especially administrators, etc. should have that. The administrator without the Prajnana Tatkalika Pratibha, as you know, is of no use. They should have, because there is no time to assess the situation. Then and there the person must be able to, that presence of mind, we say, the presence of mind. That is prajnanam. Why I said you should be careful about this prajnanam? This word prajnanam is going to come for Shuddha Chaitanya. Like Vijnanam Anandam, no? In this Upanishad itself, prajnanam Brahma. What is that prajnana is going to be pointed out? That is different, and here it is different. That is the basic one. Here is only that through a particular vritti, a particular faculty, a capacity. So, tatkalika pratibha. Medha grantha dharana shakti. No doubt memory, but memory with specific reference to the grantha, the text. Otherwise, ordinary memory is called smriti, smarana. Ordinary memory is called smriti. Here, medha shakti, grantha dharana shakti. Drishtihi. Drishti here is indriya dvara vishayopalabdhihi. This is what is called as Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti. When you see a form, that is Rupakara Antakarana Vritti, that is called as Drishti. When you hear a sound, Shabdakara Antakarana Vritti is called, that is called Drishti. When you smell something, Gandhakara Antakarana Vritti, that is called Vritti. Here, this is called as Drishti. Means here Drishti in general. Generally, Drishti is what? Sight. As whatever that is seen. But here in general, whatever that is perceived through the specific, the particular Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti, without which you will not have the perception, that is called as the Drishti. Indriya Dvara Vishayopalabdhi. Through the sense organs, perception of the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, for which that Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti is required. Dhrutihi. Dhruti is capacity to revive the sinking body and the sense organs. Sense organs, organs of actions also. So the sense organs or organs of actions are, as means the body is too much tired. That faculty, mental faculty, by which you revive, not after taking rest, etc. Take rest, take 2 Coca-Colas, not that way. So without that is possible. Especially when you go on pilgrimage, etc. Suppose you are going to Kedar. Already exhausted, and with your over enthusiasm, I don't need pony, okay? So I will walk. It happened when we went to Gomukh. I told some people, I assessed it. Take ponies. No, we can walk, etc. But it is not walking on the plain region, You are climbing the higher altitude around 12,000 feet high. I said, take. No, sir. Now what can I do? I said, okay, go ahead. I said, 2-3 were there. One of them has not crossed the Gangotri temple. Just from the level of the temple, just climbed up where the start. Only half a kilometer there. Gave up. Now what to do? Lady. Can't leave there, we can't proceed. But others were cooperative. By shift basis, those who had hired the ponies, they made it. And the lady was so hefty. It was a tough time to handle the pony walas. They refused. Why not only because she is heavy, they lost one customer, no. They lost one customer. They refused. But थोड़ा पैसिफाई किया, ऐसा लोग हम तो भाई बहन ही है, ऐसा all this like a one family, etc. थोड़ा कुछ खुश करेंगे, etc. So like that, 2-3 persons still this thing, in between little walk, etc. The other 2 persons somehow this thing, they also had a gentleman. Other one was a lady also, she also there. But they needed little, but this lady all along had to go on pony almost as well. So after, I think that was the first time when I took pilgrimage in 2 lots, not once. Nowhere any obstruction was there. Actually, when we went to Kedar and Badri, the people at the ashram was worried because heavy rain everywhere. See what has happened to these guys with landslides, anything happened, and you can't have mobile were not there, okay? Like nowadays. So it can say they were totally worried. You know what was happening? Where we went, bright sunshine, and returned heavy rain. As they proceeded from place to place, either it had just rained or no rain, but bright sunshine. When we say heavy rain, all along pilgrimage, we didn't know what is called rain, bright sunshine. And when we returned, they were wondering how it is all about. Because here, Rishikesh, etc., heavy rain, landslides, etc. Forget. This Gomukh, we are reaching Bhojvasa's rain. But that rain is very problematic. Not simply this way. Because actually one brahmachari was walking, he had given overcoats with someone, and rain came, nothing, and he sat, got frozen. We rushed afterwards, and because freezing, it is not. See, at other places, rain means your movement will be curtailed. Here it is a freezing because Bhojvasa means almost it is Gomukh it was. So freezing. I told you fellows disobeyed me, this happened. Otherwise, see, at no time it had happened this way. Sorry, the returning, all hired the police, okay? Anyway, that's fine. Now what I'm telling is, while walking, see, you are exhausted, not pony, okay? Walking, not on the ponies, walking. But you don't know how far it is. You ask some people, and all pilgrims say, right here, just round the corner only. Round the corner, but round the corner will take 2-3 kilometers. But you are so enthusiastic, even though you are exhausted, you muster some enthusiasm and cover. That is dhriti. That is what is called as dhriti. The sinking body, the sinking organs, etc. are revived not by external means. You suppose you relax, you take a hot cup of coffee, etc., and then go. You have given a rest, that's fine. No. Without you continue, that is what it's possible. Depending on the need of the hour, there is some faculty in us, wherein we revive the body by the very strength of the mind. It is antakarana vritti dhritihi. So dhritihi. Matihi is mananam, deliberation. Deliberation. Manisha. Manisha is independence in deliberation. Capacity to deliberate on one's own without the help of others. So that is Manisha, independence in deliberation. Jutihi, mental agony by diseases, etc. That mental agony also is what? Antakarana vritti. Mind is a vritti of the mind. Asuhu. Asuhu is prananadi jivana kriya nimitta vritti. Prananadi means respiration, etc. Jivana kriya. See, our physiological functions are going on. Respiration, excretion, that also needs some antakarana vritti. So, that antakarana vritti, which is required for pranana adi, for respiration, etc., that pranana adi, jivana kriya, nimitta, vrittihi, asu. Asu means prana only. It's all physiological functions for which whatever antakarana vritti is required. So, that is that. So, at times, a dying person sinking. Sometimes, even if sinking, the mind is powerful, what happens? The fellow is able to give a tough fight to the disease. Otherwise, some patients, what they do? They totally yield to the disease. That asuhu, that antakarana vritti, which has got the capacity to give a fight. So that is what asuhu, that prananadi, jivana kriya nimitta, vrittihi, asu sankalpaha. Then kratu he is there. One word that before asuhu, sankalpa, jyutihi, there manisha, smritihi. After jyuti, there is smritihi is there. Smriti. Smriti is ordinary memory, in contrast to Medha Grantha Shakti. Sankalpaha, that is consideration. So considering this way. Kratuhu, Nishchaya, ascertainment. Let me do this, I shall do this. Like firm ascertainment, Kratuhu. Asuhu, we have seen now. Then Kamaha is the desire for paroksha things, remote things, with things which are not in the direct presence. So that Kamaha, desire for remote things, which are paroksha. Vashaha is the desire for married life. Stri Vatilasha, the desire for conjugal happiness. So these are the certain, not that only these types of vrittis only are there. There are varieties of them. Prominent vrittis of the mind are given. Sarvani eva etani. More description of this I have given in the commentary of Drigdrisha Viveka. In Drigdrisha Viveka, all this one by one, all these have been given. They have been elaborated there. Sarvani eva etani. All these. So all this means all these vrittis, including Hridaya, what is Karta, all these. Prajnanasya namadheyani bhavanti are different names of one and the same Prajnana. Which Prajnana it is? Shuddha Chaitanya. Not that Prajnana, Tatkalika Pratibha. Not that one. Prajnanasya, of the pure awareness of Chaitanya Tattva. All these are Namadheyani, are the names. Just as once given individual playing different roles. The same person is the father, at the same time he is the son, brother, husband, and executive. So like a businessman or whatever it may be. So like this, he is that, he has got different roles. Like that, this one Prajnana Chaitanya plays a different role with respect to types of vrittis, but itself is totally free from these. Prajnanasya eva namadheyani bhavanti. This is the second mantra of third chapter, first section. Now these passages are now explained from stanza 73 to 96. So actual inquiry is conducted here. Jivasya cetanatvena chaitanyam chintyatamidam chakshuradi vishishtam tat shuddham va tattvamasya kim. Jivasya cetanatvena idam chaitam chintyatam. Jivasya cetanatvena idam chaitanyam chintyatam. Tat shuddham becomes tat shuddham. Tat, take anvaya this way. Tat chakshura vishishtam shuddham va. Tat chakshuradi vishishtam shuddham va, or you can say chakshuradi vishishtam va shuddham va. Tat chakshuradi vishishtam, add va further. Shuddham va asya tattvam kim. Asya tattvam kim. Why this inquiry is needed? He says, Jivasya cetanatvena. The jiva, the individual, being cetana means what? Sentient, sachetana. We know well that jiva is sachetana in nature. Jivasya cetanatvena means jiva being sentient in nature, being sachetana in nature. When you say jiva is sentient, sachetana, what does it mean? We know this much. Jiva means physical body is involved or not, mind is involved or not. But we know physical body, mind and pranas by themselves are inert in nature. But as we obtain now, we are not jada, we are not inert, we are sachetana. Means there must be some principle of chaitanya. Just as the water we know is what? Aprakasha. Aprakasha means non-luminous. And water is cold for touch. This we know. But suppose we found the water which is what? Warm or hot, and it radiates light. What happened? Some principle must have crept in there, which lends the light and heat to the water. Maybe the sun got reflected, the sun got reflected, and therefore reflected sunlight came, and the heat of the sun got absorbed. Both are not the characteristic feature, not the gunadharma of water. Likewise, this, as we obtain this body, though by itself is jada, we are not so. We are sachetana, lively and kicking. So therefore, there must be some chaitanya tattva. What exactly is that? Why you want to know that? Paramapurushartha is based on knowing what that chaitanya is. So therefore, jivasya chetanatvena, jiva being sachetana, sentient in nature, idam chaitanyam chintyata. Let this chaitanya, which makes the jada deha, the jada jiva as what? Jiva can't be jada because jiva is after the chidabhasa has come into existence. But which makes the body as sachetana jiva, so that idam chaitanyam chintyata. Let the nature of this chaitanya be inquired into. Chintyata means, idam chaitanyam chintata means, let the nature of this chaitanya be inquired into. Why? Paramapurushartha depends on the knowledge of the exact nature of chaitanya. That is our true nature. How to be inquired into? The way is given. Tat chakshuradi vishishtam shuddham va. Tat means what? Chaitanya. That chaitanya which makes the jiva sachetana, tat chaitanyam chakshuradi vishishtam va. Is it characterized by? Is it endowed with chakshuradi? Eyes, ear means the faculty of sight, the capacity of hearing, etc. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, all these faculties, all these capacities, are they the characteristic feature, gunadharma of this chaitanya? That is the question. Or chakshuradi vishishtam va, or tat shuddham va. That chaitanya, shuddha means none of these capacities to see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and what is seen, heard, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, none of these are the characteristic feature of this chaitanya. That is what the way of inquiring into the nature of chaitanya. Why? This is to be asserted. Asya tattvam kim. In short, what is inquired is asya. Asya means chaitanyasya tattvam kim. What is the true nature? What is the true nature? Now see, Atma, Brahma, where are you hunting? Where are you hunting? Are you there or not? One who is our field. What is that? One who is a sentient jiva. Are you there or not? That is what we are inquiring. Do you see, hear, taste, touch, smell? Yes. You do walk, talk, etc.? Yes. Are these the faculties, characteristic feature of chaitanya which makes you sentient or not? That is it. Now, you know this much. Are you jada? Can you say I? Are you jada? Other jada is different thing. I have already said many times. If here lot of kanda batata is there, that is that jadatva is different. We can figuratively understand that. But as an individual, even though No, Swamiji, I am a dull fellow. You know or not, you are dull. That one who is aware of the dullness of the mind you are talking, that one which makes you aware of dullness is not dull. It is the very knowledge principle. So that is why we have to inquire into asya chaitanyasya tattvam kim. So this is the inquiry. Now he proceeds step by step. Now the question is, we have got pranas, we have got jnanendriyas, we have got karmendriyas, we have got antakarna. The question arises, whether this Chaitanya is the characteristic feature of jnanendriya, karmendriya, prana, antakarna, or this Chaitanya is independent of it. So that is the question. So therefore it's like this. Pranendriyadi upadhinam chaitanyam na sambhavati iti varnanaya tesham swarupani vishadayati. What is to be discovered is this. Pranendriyadi, prana, indriya, both jnanendriya, karmendriya, adi for antakarna. Upadhinam. In the case of these upadhis, prana, indriya, antakarna, chaitanyam na sambhavati. Chaitanya, the very knowledge principle, is not the gunadharma, is not the characteristic feature of what? Prana, indriya, antakarna. This is to be now discovered. Iti sambhavati, iti varnanaya. To point this out, first we should know what are these, what is the prana, what are the indriyas, what is the antakarna. This should be known, is it not? So therefore, tesham swarupani vishadayati. So now immediately to inquire, first we should know what is the prana, what are the indriyas, what is antakarna, because Chaitanya is experienced at what level? This level. So whether Chaitanya is the very swarupa or characteristic feature of the indriya, prana, etc., or it is something different. Before that, what are the indriyas? What is the antakarna? What are pranas? We should know. So for that, first that is now described. And in 74, we now what we get is 5 jnanendriyas and their corresponding vishayas, objects are shown. 74. Chakshusrotre ghrana jivhe tvakcha dhindriya panchakam Rupa shabdau gandharasau sparshascha vishaya kraman. See, this, what is called as Brahma Mimamsa, is a very important thing. The crux of Aitareya Upanishad, you will get it. And once you are thorough with this, you will know the base for Chit Jada Viveka, developing of Chinmatra Vasana. All, whatever that was told for meditation, the basis is now here going to come in Prajnanam Brahma. It is going to come, the inquiry starts now. First, what type of inquiry, what is to be investigated, that was shown. Now the actual inquiry begins. So these are the 5 jnanendriyas, and these are we know it, but so why Vidyaranya Muni has to give this? Does he not know that we have studied so much, is it not? See, because it is that inquiry has to be complete. So complete. Otherwise, what happens? Even if we know at this juncture, it should be clear in our mind. You need not scratch your head. So therefore, he is not elaborating much, just mentioning just by light strokes of this he is giving. So these are the jnanendriyas and their corresponding vishayas. Anvaya as it is. Chakshusrotre ghrana jivhe tvakcha dhindriya panchakam. Rupa shabdau gandharasau sparshascha. Then kramat vishayaha. Second line as it is. As this. Kramat vishayaha. First rupa shabdau gandharasau sparshascha kramat vishayaha. So these are the Dhendriya Panchakam. Dhendriya means Jnanendriya Panchaka. A group of 5 sense organs, Jnanendriyas. What are the? Chakshushrotri. Chakshuhu Shrotram, dual. Eyes and ear. Ghrana Jivhe. Ghrana, sense of smell. Nose means sense of smell. Jivha, sense of taste, tongue. Tvak, skin means sense of touch. Iti, these are Dhendriya Panchaka. We know it. So therefore, these are the 5 Jnanendriyas. What are their object Vishayas of experience? Rupa Shabdau. Chakshu has got the Vishaya as Rupa. Shrotra has got the Vishaya as Shabda. Ghrana, sense of smell, has got Gandha, smell. Jivha, the sense of taste, tongue as Rasa, the taste. Tvak, sense of touch, has got skin, has got the Sparsha. So these are the corresponding Vishayas. Not any Indriyas will have any Vishaya. What will happen? So what will happen? For Rupa, you have to make use of eyes only. To hear, you have to make use of ears only. You can't interchange. So everyone has to do one's own job. So that's why he says, so that Rupa Shabda Randa Gandhara Sparsha Vishaya Krama. That's why the Kramat means corresponding. So one to this, that is what the Vishaya sense of. Fine, we know it. Then, what are the Karmendriyas and their corresponding Vishayas, objects or functions? That is told in 75. Karmendriyas now. Vakpani pada payupasthaha Karmendriya Panchakam Bhashanadana Gamana Visarganandaka Kriyaha. Vak, both as it is, Anvaya, both lines. Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upasthaha, Karmendriya Panchakam. Bhashana, Adana, Gamana, Visarga, Anandakaha, Kriyaha. So, Karmendriya Panchakam, this is the group of 5 organs of action. So, the Karmendriyas, what are those? Vak, organ of speech. Pani, hands. Pada, legs. Payu, anus. Upastha, genital. So, these are 5 Karmendriyas. What are their function? Bhashana, speaking. Vak, function is Bhashana. Pani, hands. Adana, Adana means seizing, holding, grasping with the hand. That is what is called Adana. Pada, feet. Gamana, locomotion, walking. Payu, Visarga, excretion. Upastha, Ananda. Ananda here is procreation. So these are the Kriyaha, corresponding functions. Now, what is the nature of these Indriyas? Both Indriyas. What are the Dhendriya, that is Jnanendriya, and Karmendriya? What is the nature of these, and what are the locations? Where are these Indriyas situated? In your body, what is called as Indriya Golakas, or English what you say, sense centers. So, what are the sthanas, the places, the locations where these Indriyas are situated? So, that is now explained. Golakani dashaitesham akshadini sputanihi Jnana Kriya Shakti Rupam Indriyam Golakasthitam Etesham अक्षादीनि दश गोलकानि स्फुटानि हि. Sputani hi. Second line as it is. Jnana kriya shakti rupam indriyam golakasthitam. Jnana kriya shakti rupam indriyam golakasthitam. Etesham akshadini golakani dasha. Etesham. What is etesham? Etesham indriyanam, of these indriyas, jnanendriya, dhendriyas and the karmendriyas. So akshi adini, eyes etc. See, earlier it was eyes etc. What is etc? Eyes, ears, then nose, tongue, skin, soul. And again, vak, mouth, tongue only. Tongue only. The tongue has got dual this thing. It can taste and also speak. So that. Of course, other thing, vocal box, etc., vocal cord, etc., all these are taken for granted. Pani, pada, payu, upastha. Now you say, etesham akshi adini golakani. What is the distinction between what was told there and here? There it was told chakshu, here it is told what? Akshi. Is it? No, there it is the capacity, here it is the external organ structure. So that's why I say eyes, but it has got a capacity. The external structure may be there, but because of some defect, the power of vision may not be there. Ears, also some defect, audibility may not be there. Deafness means what? That all this organ is there, actually that means the place is there, but the capacity is not there. So that distinction must be there. So, akshya, the external eyes, ears, etc., even from neuroscience also, these gadgets may be okay, but in the brain, the corresponding nerve centers are not functioning. In spite of external indriyas, you are not able to function. Other way also possible. External damage is that if they are able to activate the nerve center, the fellow will be able to see, hear things, etc. No, you read that Durdasha commentary, very interesting it is. It can prove our mithyatva of the Jagat. Yes. Certain imageries, etc. That means those people who are schizophrenic, they see, hear the things that are not there. What happens? There the nerve center, some sensations are there, and they see as if it is there. It seems one interesting thing was there. In Vietnam War, an American soldier, in the war, he was along with other soldiers as such. They were a group of about 5-6 together and in the war, except this fellow also was very badly injured. All the rest 5 died on the spot. And that horrible scene, and somehow he must have fainted at that, and after somehow he was rescued afterward. And after a great mistreatment, he revived. But do you know? Many times he was reliving the actual experience. Means other soldiers around and the shooting is going on, and that's exactly means what? Reliving. Why? The shock was such that impression was so active as if he had to be treated for a long time. What does it mean? Though it is not around, it is experience. That shows what we experience is mithya or satya. Has to be presented through what? Antakarana vritti. In the case of that soldier, once it happened physically, but afterward there is no physical incident, but report is what? Exactly the same. Why? Those vrittis were so prominent that they used to get generated so actively, and as if he is reliving the scene. That shows the mithyatva of the Jagat. Even now also, maybe physical object is correspondingly there, but if the antakarana vritti is not there, it is not experienced. Fine. So that is it. So we have to distinguish now between the golakas, the places, sthanas, where these sense organs of action abide. That's why they are called sense center. But actual sense organ and organ of action is not the external gadget, but it is what? The faculty. The faculty means that power of seeing, power of hearing, power of smelling, power of talking, power of tasting, so power of walking. Otherwise, legs may be there. At times what happens? You may say neurologically some problem, etc., but that means that power is not there. So anatomically all these are required, and still that power is not there. So that way, that is the faculty and the actual sthana, the place, what is called sense center, these are different. So therefore it says, for jnanendriyas and karmendriyas that were described earlier, these akshi, eyes, etc., adini, dasha, 10 in number, golakani means sthanani, the sense centers. What are they? They sputanihi. Sputani means, this is, I need not tell you, you know it. Otherwise, you have to send to KG class. So that's what it is. You know it. So we know that all this is it. And for practical purpose, both go together. Means more or less, generally what happens? Eyes are there means what? Faculty of seeing is there. Ears are there. Faculty of, unless some problem, disease, etc. is there. So that way, sputanihi. This means the sthana was given. The golakas were pointed out. What is their nature? So they are endowed with two powers. Jnanendriyas are endowed with jnana shakti. Karmendriyas are endowed with kriya shakti. So therefore their nature now. Jnana kriya shakti rupam indriyam. Indriya is, this indriya stands for all the 10 indriyas. 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas. They are endowed with jnana kriya shakti, in the sense, not all are endowed with jnana kriya shakti. Dhendriyas or jnanendriyas are endowed with the jnana shakti. Karmendriyas are endowed with the kriya shakti. That is what is told there. Jnana kriya shakti rupam. Their nature is nothing but jnana shakti and kriya shakti. Jnanendriyas have jnana shakti, karmendriyas have got kriya shakti. And where are they? Golaka sthitam. Golaka sthitam means golake sthitam. And that faculty, power is where? In the corresponding golakas. Golakas means eyes, ear, nose, tongue, touch, etc. or skin, etc. So all in these, so they are abiding. So this way, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, their chayas, their function, their sthana, and their nature, that was described. Now, what are these 5 pranas? What are their functions? What are their locations? Sthanas. That is, pranadi panchakam tat sthana tad vyaparaha. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, 5 vital airs, pranas. Tat sthana, tesham sthana. That is, their place of abidance. Tat. Again, vyapara, their function, told in stanza 77 and 78. Pranopana samanascha udanau vyanau cha vayavaha hridgudena cha dehaschaishu vasanti te. First line as it is, pranaha, apanaha, samanaha, च उदानव्यानौ च उदानव्यानौ च वायवः ते हृत् गुदे नाभिकण्ठौ च देहश्च येषु वसन्ति येषु वसन्ति. First, these are 5 pranas and these are their abodes where they are located. That is good. Prana. Prana. That means here it is respiration. Prana, apana, not ignorant. Respiration. Apana. That is the excretion. Samana, digestive faculty. Udana, in terms of ejection, vomiting, belching. Of course, the functions will be given afterward. Vyana, faculty of circulation, blood circulation. So these are the Vayavaha, the 5 pranas. Where are they abiding? Te. Te means Te Vayavaha. These Vayus have got these locations. What are they? Hrit, heart. Here is the heart region. For whom? Prana. Gude, Guda, anus for apana. Nabhi, navel, place for samana. Kanthau means kantha for udana. Dehascha, entire body for vyana.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शान्ति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम